Southern's Cooking back at you today with another video. Alright, today, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be cooking some lasagna. Yes, some good old lasagna. We got a pot of water here boiling. We already put some olive oil in it and some salt in it. And it just came up to boil. First of all, before I get started, let me wash my hands again. Do it again. You never wash your hands too much. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start putting our noodles sheets in here. And we're gonna go ahead and slide these in. And as we put them in, we're gonna kind of keep them apart for a little bit because when you just start putting them in, they will still stick even though you put the oil and stuff on it. Just got to keep them separated for a little bit, and then after that, there you're good. So this come up to a boil. We're going to let this here cook for about, turn that off real quick, about 8 or 9 minutes. Because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. They'll finish cooking in the oven. Just make sure they don't stick no type of way. So we're using 1 box of lasagna with 2 pounds of meat. We got 2 pounds of meat. And we got 2 jars of meat sauce, prego meat sauce. Alright, while is that doing this thing over there, we're finna turn our stove on here. We're finna take this meat. It's in the pot. You don't have to put no oil in this because the hamburger meat gonna make its own juice. Just like that. And then we got our other pan right here where we're going to saute up some onions and bell peppers. You always want to, when you saute you always want to saute your onions and stuff when you're cooking stuff like this here, instead of putting it in there whole. You get more flavor out of the onions when you saute it. And so I got a whole bell pepper and a whole onion in this bowl here. As soon as this pan here get hot, we're going to go ahead and dump that in there. So that's good. So we're going to go ahead and break this up a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back to you because, like I said, I noticed my camera cut off after I go over 34 minutes and 8 seconds. Well, 11 seconds. So we'll be right back. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our onions and bell peppers in this pan here. Let them start sauteing. Y'all, when you're cooking this with this hamburger meat, you want to make sure you get it broke down real fine. You don't want real big chunks in your lasagna because you want it to be broke down kind of fine a little bit. You can spread it and work with it better when it's like that. So, as this here is doing, as this here cook up, fry up, we'll be back. Stay tuned. Our pasta lasagna I'm gonna take that off the stove now because they are right. They are pretty well like I want it. So what we're gonna do with this what we just took off the stove over here. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna drain the water off of this right here. Take that out of there. Drain the water off of this right here. Let them go on enough. Then we're going to put some cold water on it. That'll stop the cooking process. Cold water on it. Just like that there. What we're going to do, let's start our cooking process. And then what we're going to do after that, we're going to put them in a little sheet pan, and we'll come back and get these later. And we get ready to spread them. So I'm going to put this in back over here because I'm finna drain the juice off this meat. So when you're cooking lasagna, let me go ahead and drain that right now. Since I'm over here. You want to drain the juice off. You don't want to keep the juice on with that. And drain the juice off. So now I drained the juice off this meat here. I got it back over here. Now what we're going to do now, we're going to season it. And we are going to use some garlic powder, some lemon pepper, some chicken bouillon. And we also going to use parsley as well. But when you're making your lasagna, I'm going to just say it like this right here. You use what season that you like. Okay? I can't tell you what kind of seasoning to use on your food when I don't have your taste buds. So we're going to use a half a teaspoon of chicken bouillon. We ain't got to put no salt in this right here because chicken bouillon has salt already in it. Then we're going to come along, we're going to put some onion powder, sprinkle some onion powder. Got some onion powder here somewhere. I thought I had pulled it down. There you go, right here. We're going to sprinkle some onion powder. Okay, my sauteed onions and bell peppers is the way I want it. The way I want it. They'll finish cooking in the oven. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and pour that in here as well. Get all the onions out of there. Put that to the side. Then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put us a jar of prego meat sauce. And this is a 8-ounce jar. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. Turn the stove, make sure the stove off. We're gonna need more than that. I already know. So I have another jar over here. So we're gonna go ahead and pour some of this in here as well. I don't want to pour too much because I don't want it to get soupy. I want it to be a little thick, so just like that there. So I only put a jar and a quarter in here. So this is 2 pounds of meat that we got in here. We got 1 whole onion and we got 1 whole bell pepper. So we're gonna let this cook a little bit on the stove and we'll be back. Stay tuned. All right, we have our ricotta cheese here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and put some of this right here in this pan here. Got another spoon somewhere. We're gonna go ahead and put some of this in this pan. I don't think I might not need all of it, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of it back. And then what we're gonna do, now, we got 2 eggs that we had mixed up in this cup here. Go over here so you can see what I'm doing over here. We got 2 eggs that we mixed up in this cup here. So we put the ricotta cheese in here, and we're gonna mix these 2 eggs And these eggs what's gonna combine that what's gonna hold the lasagna when you cut it. That what make it hold the lasagna and make it stand up firm, where it don't just fall down. The eggs what holds it up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna mix these eggs in this ricotta cheese real good. Mix it up real good. Just like that there. And we're making a mess as well. Where's my dish rag? Somewhere around here. Alright, we got our pot here. It's cooking pretty good. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. This is gonna be finished cooking into the once we put everything in the oven. Stay tuned. Alright, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and put us a little layer down on the bottom of our pan. See, can you see what I'm doing here? Zoom in a little bit more. So we're gonna put a little layer for the lasagna won't stick at the bottom. Reason we got this pan inside this pan because the stove here is hot. So I didn't want this pan here to get hot. So that's why we putting this lasagna at the bottom here. Smooth it out a little bit. Just want it. So nothing won't stick. Just like that there. So what we're gonna do is we had to put our lasagna on a sheet pan to spread it out because if you leave it, just leave it balled up, it'll stick. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and lay us one layer, and you want to overlap your lasagna. You don't want to just space them out side by side. You want to overlap it. So can you see what I'm doing? This stove, this eye here is hot. So I'm gonna bring it a little closer. Yeah, okay. So what we're doing, we are overlapping the lasagna. Just like that there. Just like that there. We're going to put another sheet right here because we got a corner. So now what we're gonna do, we got our cheese, we got cheddar cheese, and we got some mozzarella cheese. So we're gonna go ahead and put some mozzarella cheese down first. Not mozzarella, but cheddar cheese down. I got 3 bags, so I ain't gonna be stingy with the cheese. Put this down like this right here. Then we're gonna come back along. We're gonna put our sauce down. Just like that there. Spread it out some. Spread it out some. Just like that there. Just like that there. Then we're going to get our ricotta cheese. Where's my other spoon? Get our ricotta cheese, and this is how we're going to spread it down. Just like that there. You ain't got to really spread it all over because it's going to spread itself out. Just like that there. Just like that there, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and put us another layer lasagna sheets. Just like that there. Overlap it. Want to overlap it now. Overlap it just like that there. Just like that there. And these sheets right here fit perfect in this pan here. So what we're going to do now, we're going to come back along with my cheese went. We're going to set some more cheese on top. Just like that there. Set that cheese on top just like that there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to set us another layer of meat on top. Like we did the first time. Doing it just like that there. You just had enough to do this, boy. Tyrone, you just had enough to do this, boy. You pretty good, ain't you? Pretty good, ain't you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to do now. Now we're going to put some different cheese on it. Where's my scissors? Hold on. Let me find my scissors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some mozzarella and some cheddar cheese here mixed up together here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to spread this on here. And what we're going to do, we're going to let this stay in the oven about, I say about 45 minutes, but we're going to come back in 30 minutes. We're going to cover it with aluminum foil. And then we're going to come back in 30 minutes and we're going to take the aluminum foil off and put some more cheese on it. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna set this off to the side here. Off to the side. We're gonna wrap this with aluminum foil. When we wrap this here, we try not to let the aluminum foil touch the cheese. I want to kind of like put it in a, I'm gonna lift up on it because I don't want the cheese to stick to the aluminum foil. So I come in, put a bolt on it like that does to puff it up. Puff it up like that does. And then we're going to set this up under another pan. So seal this up real good. First, we're going to put another pan because I don't trust these. This will be a heavy duty pan, but still, they bend. I don't want nothing bending on me and mess up my lasagna. So we're going to seal that up just like that does. We're going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes. I might as well go ahead and put it in what I just had it in. I'll just put it back in what I just had it in. Sit it back in there. And we'll be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We just took this out the oven. We're finna see what this look like. See what we got going on here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and take this on off. Take this on off is what we're gonna do. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit more cheese on it. And we're gonna put it back in the oven with no top. A little bit more cheese on it right here. We're going to set it back in the oven for about another 10 minutes. And then we're going to put some parsley on the top of this as well. Sprinkle some parsley on here. We're going to stick this back in the oven. We'll be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it just come out the oven and this is what we got here. This is what we got. This is what we got. Okay. We're going to let this cool off for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then we're going to dig in here and see how it's going to stand up. We'll be back with you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're finna dig into this right here. We're finna see how this here going to cut. Let's see if I can get up under him. Couldn't get it still too hot for one thing. I should have let it cool off a little more. But I was too anxious to get in here. So, should have let it cool off a little more. It's still steaming hot. But it's all right. It's all right, ladies and gentlemen. This is our lasagna here. It's full of cheese. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, put a thumbs up, ring the bell for you to be notified. And everybody have a wonderful day. Peace.